Let's build Hermione's goblet. We're going to load it up with butterbeer, toast our favorite witches and wizards, and hear our favorite movie theme song. Open a web browser and head over to makecode.adafruit.com. And then we're going to click on New Project. And the first thing that we see here is a forever loop. And what we're going to do inside of that is we're going to check forever to see if our Circuit Playground Express has been moved from its position where it's pointing straight up. Now, there's a thing in the Circuit Playground Express called an accelerometer. It's a sensor that can tell you if the CPX is lying flat or if it's been tilted front or back, if it's being tilted left to right, or if it's been flipped over. Now, front to back, and you can consider the front to be this little silver part up here where you plug the USB cord in, that's considered to be the y-axis. And when it's pointing straight up, it equals 1,000. So if it's been jostled a little bit, it's probably some number less than 800. So we're going to look to see if the y-acceleration is less than 800. And if it is, you must be toasting someone. So we'll animate our lights and we'll play our theme song. And to check to see if it's being tilted, we're going to click on this logic tray. We're going to grab if true then, but we're going to change the true part. Now, we're not going to check to see if true. We're going to check to see if the acceleration on the y-axis is less than 800. So we're going to click back on the logic block. We're going to grab this piece that says if 0 is less than 0, even though that's not what we're going to check, we're going to drop that over true. But we can change both sides of what we're comparing here. And on the right-hand side, instead of 0, we're going to double-click there, and we're going to type in an 800. So what do we want to be less than 800? Well, we want the acceleration reading on our y-axis to be less than 800. That means that we've jostled it. So we can find that by clicking on input, because the acceleration sensor sends an input to the Circuit Playground. It says, hey, I've been moved. And if we scroll down here, we can see that there's an option that says acceleration X. We're going to plot that over the 0. We're going to change the X by clicking on it to Y. And now we're measuring if the Y acceleration is less than 800. So now that we've got this, why don't we go ahead and play an animation if it's been jostled. So if you go over and click on the light tray, we can go and select one of our animations, drag it in the if statement to play if jostled. We can also play some sounds too. So if you click on music, you've got a lot of different options. First, I'm going to turn the volume up as loud as it can go. So I'm going to grab this set volume block. I'm going to click on the volume number, drag it to the right. The biggest volume I've got is 255. Then I'm going to click on music. I'm going to drag over one of these blocks that says play tone at. Now, if you click on the lettered note, what you can do is you can select the note on the piano. You can specify how long you want the beat to go for. And if you know the notes on the piano to be able to play Hedwig's theme, you can go ahead and add block after block. Now, what I've done is I've actually prepared those notes here. So I'm going to drag them over. I'll get rid of this first note that I put in here. And you can see where it starts here. Feel free to pause the video and copy down the letter notes and the beats if you'd like. But this is the exact music to play Hedwig's theme. I'll scroll down a bit so you can follow all of the notes. So feel free to pause and drag over these music blocks to replicate this. Now, if we run our code, what's going to happen is we're going to go down one statement after the other. We're first going to do our animation, and then we're going to play our music. Now, if you want to do two things at the same time, in computing we say we have those things running in parallel. So if we want to run in parallel, we have a special block of code called run in parallel that will allow us to put some code in there that we want to run at the same time as the rest of our program. So if you go and click on this advanced tray, that will show additional options that we've got. The one we want to click on is control, and we can see, sure enough, right up top it says run in parallel. So I'm going to drag that over. If I option click on top of my animation block here, I can drag that over inside run in parallel. I'm going to change the animation to, oh, maybe this last one here. It looks like it's got some Gryffindor style colors. Now I'm going to change the time that the animation is going to run to 5 seconds or 5,000 milliseconds. That's how long Hedwig's theme takes to play. But now I'm going to drag my run in parallel block in front of the set volume, but also inside of the if loop. And what we can see is we're going to have our animation run at the same time or in parallel with playing Hedwig's theme. Now, one more thing, we want to add some code to stop the animation and to clear out all of our lights. So the way that we're going to do that is we're going to put two statements right at the end of our code. We'll click on the light tray. We're going to grab first, stop all animations. I'll just put it over here on the side. And we can drag it down to the very last line inside our if-then block right after play tone low B for half a beat. And then I'm going to go up to light and I'm going to select the clear statement. And what clear does is it shuts off all of the lights. And I'll drag clear over and I'll put it right after I stop all animations. So now our code is looking good. Plug your Circuit Playground Express in, click on download, look for CPlay boot, which is the name of your device. You don't have to worry about changing your file name. Click on save. It'll save it to your device. You can click on this little X when you're done. You can ignore where it says disk not ejected properly. Just click on close. There's no problem with that. And now we're ready to go. So I've put batteries in my battery pack, clipped it to the side of my mug. I've also put a little bit of Velcro tape on my mug. You can certainly use regular tape too. The other side of the Velcro tape is on the CPX. Then you want to plug your battery pack into the black part of the CPX, and notice the ridge is pointed upward on the white connector for the battery pack. You want to make sure that you're putting it in the right way. Sometimes it's a little tough to get, but it should go in there. Now be sure not to pull on the wires because they're very sensitive and might break. Then just stick it on so that the silver part is pointing up. That's our y-axis, should be about 1,000. We can turn on our device. I don't have any butterbeer, but I'm going to use apple juice for my toast, and we can hear our theme song. Lights up. Nice work, Coder.
Thanks for the butterbeer, Hermione. Good enough for Professor Mad-Eye Moody.